hours from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Mosey.
Live from the News Center, this is News Channel 8 Today.
Good morning and welcome to News Channel 8 Today. I'm Gail Guayardo.
I'm Rod Carter. Glad you could join us this morning. We begin this morning with the destruction in Moore, Oklahoma. The National Weather Service upgraded that monster tornado to an EF5, which is the strongest category. This morning, the official death toll now stands at 24, which includes 9 children. That number is drastically lower than previous reports. The fire chief says he is confident there are no more bodies or survivors buried in the rubble. The powerful twister leveled entire neighborhoods as far as the eye can see. Homes, schools, businesses are all destroyed. And this morning, grief-stricken and shocked residents are doing their best to try to figure out how to pick up the pieces when almost absolutely nothing is left. NBC's Jay Gray is there this morning and has the very latest live from Moore.
Good morning. This is the kind of devastation the EF5 tornado left behind here, scattering lives for miles. The survivors now forced to find some way to pick up the pieces.
As the cleanup continues, so does the shock and heartache here.
I think I'm numb.
Are you?
I really think I'm emotionally numb.
Overwhelmed by what is seemingly an endless path of destruction.
A bomb going off doesn't do it justice because of the amount of damage.
17 miles of twisted metal and splintered wood from a storm that forecasters now say was one of the strongest on record, an EF5 with winds topping 200 miles an hour.
This was the storm of storms.
And now as this community struggles to come back, sorting through the debris and salvaging what they can, many are also looking for answers underneath all the rubble.
Those kids at Plaza Towers, I own a home child care and I can't imagine.
For the first time this morning, we're seeing images of the chaos immediately after the twister smashed through 2 more elementary schools. The most severe loss was at Plaza Towers, where 7 young children were killed and dozens injured. Maria Rodriguez was there that day.
All the kids were already been down. They were just trying to protect themselves.
She thought about staying, but at the last minute decided she and her kids should leave.
I thought it was safe, but something just told me, you gotta get them out, you gotta get them out, let's go.
There's survivors now, and 2 days later, like so many in the strike zone, still stunned by what's happened to their community.
It sounds cliche, but speechless.
The words will have to wait anyway for now. There's just too much work to be done.
Yeah, and crews from around the country continue to pour into this area right now to help with that difficult cleanup and recovery that's going to take years here. Live in Moore, Oklahoma, I'm Jay Gray. Now back to you.
All right, Jay, thank you.
All right, now let's get the forecast from Storm Teammate meteorologist Lee Spann.
And you know what? We're still tracking that powerful storm system as it continues to push east, although thankfully it is weakening, but it's bringing some strong storms right now to Louisiana and southern Mississippi, and then it extends all the way up toward the Midwest where there could be severe weather there today. Now, yesterday, locally, we had some pockets of very heavy rain, and that has led to some very isolated foggy spots this morning, especially up into Inverness. By midday, partly cloudy, 83, and we do bring back in a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms today. 82 degrees this evening, 73 degrees overnight. But I'll tell you when things really start to dry out coming up. Now let's check in on the roadways this morning, Leslie.
Thank you, Lee. It looks like actually both directions, not just northbound here of Manhattan from Sly to Water, still closed down from an earlier fire at a condominium. The fire's out, but it is still closed there at Manhattan. You can take Dale Mabry as your alternate. I'll let you know as soon as it opens back up. We've still got this accident working out in the Holiday area, folks, and this is located right at Strawber Memorial Highway and Rock Valley Drive. Let's take a look at one of our cameras and see how some of that fog is out there. You can still see it, 275. This is right around Bierce Avenue, kind of thick in the area. You want to make sure you keep those low beams on. Also, taking a quick look at I-4, one of our other cameras, we've got a little bit of fog sort of through the Plant City area, so be aware of that. And this is a nice shot here of 275 right around Sly. And again, a little bit foggy, so use caution. That's a look at the roadways. Back to Rod and Gail.
All right, thank you very much.
Happening today, 2 Seffner homes that surround a deadly sinkhole will be demolished. The sinkhole opened up back in March, swallowing a man and part of his bedroom. The 2 houses surrounding that empty lot have been empty ever since. News Channel 8's Melissa Beckman is live on Faithway Drive in Seffner with the very latest. Good morning, Melissa.
Well, good morning to you, Gail. The family that lived here in this home and the house about 2 lots down, they haven't been able to sleep here since that terrible night back in March. The county has since condemned both of their homes, and in about 1 hour, work is scheduled to begin here to tear them down. Now, the house in the middle of them where the sinkhole opened up was demolished back in March. The hole was then filled in, but engineers have determined that the cost to fix the 2 neighboring houses and make this site 100% stable again is too high and exceeds the value of the homes. So the homeowners at 238 and 242 Faithway Drive have now settled with their insurance companies. The families were allowed to go back inside back in March to take some of their belongings out of their houses, but a lot of their possessions are still inside, and unfortunately, most of what's left in there will be destroyed during demolition. Now, again, that demolition is scheduled to begin here in just about an hour, and just within the last hour, excuse me, I have bugs flying all over, as you can see. Within the last hour, this entire stretch of Faithway Drive where we're not now standing was close to traffic, and all of the news crews that were parked here were actually asked to move back. So they are getting ready, Gail, to start the work here in about an hour, and we're told that it will take about 3 days. Gail.
All right, those bugs must be liking the light. Thanks, Melissa.
They're terrible.
All right, Faithway Drive to the north of this site will be closed to traffic during the demolition. Crews are scheduled to finish on Friday. We're following breaking news right now out of Hillsborough County. Let's go straight to Adrienne Pedersen.
Gail, take a look at this. You can see a massive condo fire. That's in Hillsborough County. Fire rescue just got it under control. So here's what we know so far. It happened early this morning at the Manhattan Palms condominiums. That's on the 7000 block of North Manhattan Avenue in Tampa. We do have a picture to show you from fire rescue. You can get a better look at it there. Right now, 8 families are homeless because the damage to their condos is so bad. Red Cross is on the scene to assist them. We don't know just yet what sparked the fire. So I just talked to a supervisor with fire rescue. She says although no people were injured, 2 dogs were killed. I'll let you guys know if I get any updates. Rod.
All right, thank you. In a developing story this morning, a key person in the IRS is targeting of conservative groups has plans to decline to testify, that is, at the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee hearing later today. Lois Lerner, who was in charge of the IRS division that scrutinized the group's tax-exempt status, will invoke her constitutional right against self-incrimination. Now, this news came as a former IRS commissioner and others were grilled during yesterday's hearing on Capitol Hill.
That's going to be a very bad picture and image for the White House by giving ordinary Americans the idea that, hey, maybe there was some crime taking place here.
Lawmakers say Lerner lied when she told Congress last year the IRS had not changed its criteria for tax-exempt groups. Yesterday's testimony revealed the IRS does know which employee changed the rules, but that person has not been named publicly. It's easy. The full Senate will take up a newly approved immigration bill in early June. The Senate Judiciary Committee approved the immigration legislation yesterday. It'll give a chance to add citizenship to millions of undocumented immigrants. President Barack Obama praised the effort, saying the bill meets the challenge of fixing a broken immigration system.
New this morning, fire engulfed a timber factory on the outskirts of New Delhi, India overnight. Firefighters worked into the morning to bring the blaze under control and prevent it from spreading to nearby buildings. No deaths or injuries were reported. The cause of the fire is still unclear. A severe rainstorm is causing massive flooding across Hong Kong. This video shows floodwaters flowing through downtown and suburban areas of the city. Trading was delayed at the city stock exchange, and banks and schools are closed for the day. Chinese tourists are vacationing in North Korea. It's all due to a new ship route bringing people to a resort on North Korea's east coast. The resort opened in 1998 as a symbol of reconciliation between North and South Korea.
This morning, mice, geckos, gerbils, and other animals and plants, too, are back on Earth after spending a month in space. The mission aimed to study the effects of microgravity on animals' bodies. A Russian space capsule carried those animals into orbit last month. It's 6:09. We are dealing with the rising deductibles and costly health insurance plans.
That has many people opting not to get medical care, but there is help available.
How much money do you save?
I saved probably a couple $100s on that because they helped me negotiate that.
Coming up, I'll I'll show you how one Bay Area employer is helping workers shop medical services to help everyone's bottom line. And a grim new report shows where Florida ranks when it comes to drowning deaths among children. Parents need to watch this story coming up at 6:14.
And this morning it is mild. We're just starting to see the sun come up. We checked in with Dora in Inverness. She's at 66 degrees, and there's some light patchy fog this morning. Our temperature trend is to trend up from 87 this afternoon to 88 tomorrow to 89 Friday and 90 on Saturday. But I'll tell you what the rain chance trend is coming up. It's 6:10 and you're watching News Channel 8 Today.
WFLA.com traffic is brought to you by Hyundai's Say Yes event.
Next, ET, Hollywood's two skinny stars. The new photos, thin arms, bird legs, bones protruding. Then Jennifer Aniston on a stripper pole. And Anna Nicole Smith's breast implants. Next, ET.
Tonight at 7:30 on News Channel 8.
He's inspired millions to take control of their lives. Self-help master Tony Robbins sits down with Dr. Oz. How to take charge of your health.
I was overweight from